Right, right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another stream. Today, we're just going to go over a quick review of price action today. Nothing crazy, nothing unusual. There's no stocks that really look amazing here, so we're just going to look at some NQ price action today, see what we got going on going into tomorrow, any levels to watch for, and then we'll go from there. So this morning we had, or last overnight session, right? Price came down, swept that previous weekly low, and we also swept the previous daily low, right? So we going into it, we were potentially getting an outside day. Asia session saw a little bit of consolidation. We were consolidating between that 24.06850 level and that previous weekly low at 23.97125. And we were outlining this inside our Discord, just talking about how it's bouncing between those two levels. And make sure you can hear me. Yeah, looks like again, sick. So after that, we had a nice retrace over here into this 15-minute SFP, right before those news came out or whatever Trump yapped, and we got that outside day as we swept that previous daily high, which was sitting around, what was that right there, right? There's that previous daily high sweep over here. And then as we went to the session, right, price kind of came up, retested it multiple times with no successful displacement above it. So as we swept that, right, we were immediately looking for potential reversals if price could not hold above it. You can see how price came up multiple times, retesting that level over here with no, yeah, because that's not previous data high. This will be previous data high. Yeah. So as price could not displace above that, we continued that rejection. That gave us almost a 3 drives going into here and then that final rejection. So over here initially 9 a.m., right, we swept that previous hourly high, came down over here, gave us that previous hourly low at 8:40 or sorry 8 a.m. Did not give us an outside hour, but we swept these liquidity going into that 8:30. Come down over here, sweep these prices holding above them, so we get that reversal into continuation to that upside over here, retest of the sword block continuation. And as we come up over here, right, we got that monthly opening rejection, retest of that previous daily high, that liquidity resting above. But over here on the 5-minute, we sweep the previous hourly high. We're also sweeping that previous range high right there, which is previous hourly high. Form an SFP, swing failure pivot, and get that rejection to the downside to continuation to that liquidity right there. And that was the trade. On the 1 minute, however, we're looking inside Discord and we were outlining these trades as well. So initially we were looking for, as price came down over here, right, there's that SFP, that reversal to the downside. We came back where we tested this range OTE. So we rejected that initial 618, continued to the downside, got a displacement, right? That's what we were looking for. With that displacement, price retraced back into here, gave us a lower high, and that gave us that reversal back to the downside. And this is the trade that we actually took inside the group. And you can see that was a nice, what is that? Pretty much, 2.3R trade. So that was nice continuation to the downside, right? Fulfilling all of these targets, which we're grateful to see. And that was the day today. Going into Asia session right now, we saw a little bit of a run to the downside. You can see here, this is one thing that I've been noticing around Asia session. We typically do tend to form some form of fair value gap, right? Whether it's rejection over here, so initial rejection on this fair value gap, and then retest of this one, then that reversal to the downside. That was one thing that I was going to back this as well. So we can look at the past 3 days, right, on the charts, and see if Asia session did give us some sort of fair value gap entry there. So let's see here. You can see here, initial, right, we tap down here, we got a fair value gap. Yep, that checks out. And fair value gap that typically should be within 50% of the range, right? So we're here, not quite 50, but we are within it, and that gives us a nice retracement continuation. This was also inside of 5-minute or 15-minute fair value gap, so that was nice. Oh, never mind, that's a different one. This one was not, but this is a retest of the 15-minute continuation to the downside here. So, right, Asia session typically gives us something to retest before that continuation. You can even take this mitigation block right there with the price, retesting that high, tapping into it, and then continuation to that previous daily high. Next Asia session, similar thing, right? We got a fair value gap here, price tapping into it, continuation to the upside above that previous daily high, gives us that reversal back down over here. Similar thing here, sweeping these highs. So there's those 3 days, right? So Asia session typically does give us some sort of fair value gap here. There's that, even tapping into those 618s, not being able to displace above this right there, giving us that reversal back to the downside right out of it. So that's a trade that you can always take during Asia session. That's one thing that I might start focusing on as well. So typically I'll just trade the opening price there, but sometimes it's hard to say on like the 1 minute time frame, right? Like this opening was here, but it did give us a nice swing failure pivot from here. Yeah, I guess that's not too bad. I guess it's not terrible. But this is better, right? We're looking for those. Whoa, not what I wanted to do. We're looking for something that is better, right? We're not looking for anything that is one thing or the other, but we're looking for probably the best that we can get, right? And that is that's the goal here, is to focus on those trades that really show us what market is doing and where it can go. Look. Other than that, NQ rejecting that 12-hour fair value gap up above, giving a solid reversal over here. So let's see if this will continue to the downside. This is heading into that last week before the next monthly candle opens up, or next quarterly candle opens up. 7 more days pretty much of the market left. Other than that, that'll do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Actually, I'm back. Make sure you go check out Mr. Hayes at Hayes Beats. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at The Paper Traders, and check out our website, www.papertraders.io. That's the best way to see what we're all about, see the things that we offer. Peace out.